emotional.
I know.
But as you see there, you know, it says failed to return.
Yeah.
But that's not the full story. No spoilers, obviously, because it's yet to come out. But what did you want to discover going into this?
I didn't know anything about my grandfather apart from that he had died when my dad was 15 and under questionable circumstances. A lot of people had PTSD after the war. You know, we didn't know. My dad and my aunt didn't know. And that he got shot. Well, his plane went down at the beginning of the war and he was in a concentration camp for 5 years. That's all I knew. But it was just wonderful to not spoil it. But I started only having one grandfather who I knew growing up, and now I feel like I have two. So I still have this photo in my study, and I just feel like I know him. You know, I've got a tattoo of his plane and his squadron, and you start finding the similarities with your family, even people you didn't know. That's what's really interesting. You know, yeah. I think we had certain characteristics that were similar, and it was very moving and terribly moving for my father and my aunt, because he was sort of portrayed as a bit of a loser. Yeah. And he was literally anything but a loser. He was the most... And my dad rang me up in tears. We were all in tears, going, "You've given me a father." I mean, like... Yes, I could cry now. I could cry now about it,
but,
you know.
But he didn't...
Very understandable, and when you watch the film, you'll understand why, what people had to go through. I mean, learning about the camp life that he went through, but then, this isn't spoiling it, but there is a march as the war comes to an end. And you'd think that that is better, but it is the most dangerous time. And then Digby does this most extraordinary act.
Yeah, he was quite a hero in that moment.
It's just so heroic and so beautiful. It was just terribly, terribly moving, yeah.
I mean, there's so much to discuss about your episode. I mean, is it an episode of Who Do You Think You Are without discovering a royal connection real young? So...
Well, I know. Can I talk about it?
Sure, go for it.
Well, I mean, we are illegal at the moment because I'm trying to get the throne, is basically what I'm doing.
I see. You're ready for your spot.
Yeah. I mean, there's no red carpet. No, I am...
You're free to
my great-grandfather times 20 was Edward I. Yeah, which was kind of mad. But also, I have a fascination and have always wanted to do the play Edward II. And so I'm related, obviously, to him as well. And it was just bizarre. There were a lot of sort of coincidences. But yeah, finding that out was crazy, yeah. But now I want to run the country. I want to own the country.
Anything could happen when we're young.
I'm a despot, is what I'm saying. Yeah.
I mean, but not to take you off your throne, but there are also some bad characters in the family history as well, right? I'm told
There's
you're
an
allowed
awful
to say...
man. There's an awful man called Hewlett Despenser, who is apparently the 6th most evilest man in British history. And I walk up to this castle. They're like, "You've got a castle," and I walk up crowing, going like, "I knew I had a castle in me," you know. And I was like working out how I can claim it, and then it just turned out that he stole like 20 castles.
Wow.
I mean, he was evil. And then when he got kicked out of the country, he became a pirate because he didn't stop. He was just the most Machiavellian, awful person. And then even after he died, well, I won't spoil what happens, but yeah, he was pretty bad. So it's not all plain sailing. Okay. There's some dodgy characters as well.
Hey, look, no one's family's perfect.
No, my God, you only have to come for Sunday lunch to know that.
100%.
But yeah, it was the most wonderful thing, and it made me. It's given me a love of history. It brought the people that I work with. They brought history alive, and I'd never really been that interested in history before, but now I am. Yeah.
I love what you said about your dad. It gave him another father.
It gave him, yeah.
It's really beautiful. I mean, the show is fantastic. Ashley, would you ever want to take part in that?
I would love to if they'd let me.
Really? Okay.
No, I had an interesting story. They approached me about doing the show, went and did like a year's worth of research. And then said, "Man, we're not gonna do it." So,
any further feedback?
No, I don't.
No feedback.
They did give me all the documents, so I haven't read them. I haven't gone into the box yet, so I don't know why.
Oh, you've got to go through.
But I nearly got there. I was on the cusp.
Oh. A new project for next year, perhaps.
Yeah, let's see.
Go through the archives. Will, got to talk to you about Pop Idol because next year it's 25 years.
I know, I'm so old.
Since you won.
I know.
You and Gareth, right
I
there.
know.
Are you planning any celebrations, if at all, to mark the occasion?
I'm hoping. I mean, I'm fundamentally lazy and just sit in my garden with my dog. But I'm hoping to maybe do a one-off special thing, maybe with like an orchestra. I think it'd be. I've never done Evergreen with a massive orchestra, like full-size orchestra, or like Leave Right Now, or Your Game, or All Time Love, any of those. And I think that would be really cool to celebrate it. You know, yeah. So maybe that.
What a
in my gardening clothes.
Yeah, what a moment.
Please.
In the garden.
Moment. Yeah.
Life in your garden would watch.
Yeah. You can see Will's episode of Who Do You Think You Are on Tuesday evening at